The following is a public service announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, something has come to my attention that I really need to address. Fox is not owned by Disney yet. Please remember this when you see on Metacritic, the Silver Surfer is part of the Avengers Infinity War cast. This will not happen. Kevin Feige has said exclusively, or whatever the word is, that Silver Surfer is not in Avengers Infinity War. They have no plans to add any X-Men or Fantastic Four characters in it yet. They don't even have the rights. They've not thought about it. Please stop spreading this news. It's ridiculous.
When the deal goes through, which it probably will because it's Disney.
Yeah, no. Comcast could edge in with a higher bid, but I doubt it very much.
Yeah. Also, you just trust Disney to do right with your franchises.
I think Fox more care about money, but either way, I think Disney want this, and they want it bad. So,
but even then, it will take up to 16 months for the acquisition to actually take place.
So you're talking after Avengers 4, after Captain Marvel, after probably Black Panther 2, to be honest with you. They'll rush a Black Panther 2 out. The Silver Surfer, who's Clinton? No one. They would really hire a no one to play the Silver Surfer. You're idiots.
Who was it last time? It was
Lawrence Fishburne.
Was it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah.
I was going to say the guy that plays Vision right now.
No, it was Lawrence Fishburne.
Well, actually, it was Doug Jones, but
Lawrence Fishburne voiced him.
Fun fact.
Welcome to the Oh Hi Films podcast, the official podcast of hard-hitting 80s references that slap you in the face over and over and over again. Coming up today, Ready Player One, geeky news in general. Jordi will stop doing this.
Talking away.
And
I don't know what
much more
to say. Say it anyway.
like stupid stuff, really. First, Jordi finally saw Annihilation after being on Netflix for like 2 weeks now, was that? 2 weeks
Yeah, I
now?
finally saw it.
Did you? And did you like it as much as everyone else loved it?
I
And
didn't
thought
like
it
it
was...
as much as everyone else liked it because everyone seems to be fucking mad about it. They're like, oh, it's amazing.
You mean the 2001 A Space Odyssey for the YouTube generation? No,
For
thank
the
you.
YouTube generation.
I don't know what we are. I don't know what generation we are. Millennials?
We're Generation Y.
Either way, it's not 2001. It's not anywhere close to 2001 A Space Odyssey.
No, it's more this generation's Under the Skin. Because it's fucking weird.
That is, this Under the Skin
I
was
rated
already
it quite
Under
high.
the Skin,
I did like it.
Under the
but I
Skin
didn't
was
think...
already this year's this generation's Under the Skin.
But nobody's seen Under the Skin.
That's very true.
This film had some very nice shots, especially towards the end. Please don't do that, yeah.
Sorry,
Make a lot of noise. Towards the end, very much like when she reaches the lighthouse.
You mean when it gets all lovely and rainbowy? The rest of the
Yeah,
film,
and
it
there's
looks nice.
diamonds
I enjoyed it,
and-
but like I don't get the hype.
The
It's
shots
like
with the fire, yeah.
everyone's like, oh, it's so smart. It's so.
It's just a weird
It's
end that's
breathtaking,
loosely
Jordi.
based on the book.
How loosely?
He changed the ending.
Oh,
She doesn't leave. She stays to like study it more, to be like, where did my husband go? Or what happened to
yeah,
my
because there's
husband?
sequel books, isn't there? But he kind of
It's
says that's
the
there
Southern
is no
Reach
possible for a
trilogy,
sequel.
but he based the film having only read the first book, and he didn't reread the book to adapt it. He did it with like just as
well,
much,
to be fair,
which is very. It's an all right.
You can't say anything about Alex Garland has had really good films in the past, and I think this is a good film. I don't think it's like incredible. I think it's decently written. I assume Jennifer Jason Leigh and Natalie Portman were miscast completely. I don't think Natalie Portman was amazing in it. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's the
Yeah,
best."
people keep
Oh,
talking
oh.
about how like she's
Jennifer
become
Jason Leigh
this
was pointless
amazing
in it.
actor. Yeah, she
Last thing I saw her in was like Atypical. She was decent in A Good Time, but she always makes me feel uncomfortable, like all the time.
I think the only thing I've seen her in is Hateful Eight.
I've never seen
That I
her.
can remember.
Oh, I don't think I've seen Hateful Eight actually. No, I haven't seen Hateful Eight, and that's mental.
Hateful Eight is a very good film. By Quentin. We experienced some technical difficulties
What
there.
was that?
That was you moving the mic.
That doesn't even look like sound. It looks like someone had.
It's like the shaking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Annihilation. How did you rate it?
I think I rated it 4.5 stars.
4.5 stars.
I'll see.
Jesus Christ, someone's jumping on a bandwagon there. You're rating that 9 out of 10 and just feeling a bit down on it. I rated it 3.5 because I enjoyed it, but I was like, this isn't amazing.
Because I've done. I think I've just broke 100 films rating.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically look and go, is this film better than this film?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
And then I find like, oh, it wasn't as good as this film. It was better than this film, so I'll put it there. Oh, that happens to
I
be
ain't
4.5
about that.
stars.
I just kind of like. I think Pixels is rated
4
the exact
stars,
same
4
as
stars.
Annihilation. There you go. I rated
4
Pixels the same as Annihilation.
That's terrifying.
Right. What else? What else happened this week, Jordi? Do you know?
This week we received a Deadpool 2 trailer.
Did we? Did we though?
Yeah,
No,
it was
we did.
yesterday.
I've listened back to the podcast and
You
said
did
to
that
myself,
last week.
I
You keep saying, "Did we?" And
Yeah,
I
I
got
know.
really pissed off.
I know. I was like, I hated myself for saying it, so I'm gonna try and stop doing that because I just have to. I feel like I need to be sarcastic there, but we did actually.
We did get a trailer to we got.
And it was a lot
Deadpool
funnier
2
than the other
trailer
ones.
yesterday.
We saw a lot more. I think.
It was a proper trailer.
I know, but I liked it more than the Cable one.
Yeah.
I liked it more than the Bob Ross one, even though the Bob Ross one was kind of funny.
Mhm.
The Cable one was decent enough, but like, what are you gonna do? I think
We saw Deepinder. We got more
I
Deepinder,
like
the taxi
Deepinder.
driver. We got more the prostitute from Firefly,
okay,
who plays Deadpool's
but
girlfriend.
we also got
Forever.
X-Force as
Vanessa.
well. Vanessa, that's it. There you go.
We got
X-Force.
Domino. We got X-Force. We
Yeah.
got Cable. We got Terry Crews.
Terry
we got-
Crews, who I'm looking forward to seeing because he's a very funny man. If you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's just the
Yes,
best thing
we
on the
got-
entire planet.
We got Bill Skarsgård.
Who I didn't even know was in the film.
Yeah, and he appeared in like the last trailer as well.
Did he?
Yeah, and the shot where the airplane door's opening and you see them all.
I didn't. Wow.
That was him. I didn't realize it.
Did they keep that secret or did you
They
just...
must have, because I didn't know anything about it, and I really liked Bill Skarsgård after it.
I think I don't know. It was
And he may be playing a character with like toxic spit.
that he would though. He looks like he spits toxic. I think he spits toxic
They
day to
have
day.
the face mask,
But
just in real life.
Terry Crews is really the only one I'm excited to see. There was also who's the one with the electric whip or whatever.
That could be a character called Surge, who is known for in the comics she usually has
Surging?
gauntlets
Oh.
that she can emit electricity and you use her gauntlets to like use the electricity. But it looks like now she's got badass.
Why
Bars.
is Cable go? Is Cable? I'm assuming Cable is the main villain.
Cable seems to be the main villain because he's trying to kill the kid from Hunt for the Wilder People.
And do you think the plot's going to be like that Deadpool and Vanessa are trying for a kid or something, and then they want to protect this kid or something like that? It looks like they want a kid and they can't have a kid.
I don't think it'll be they want a kid. I think it'll just be that's the right thing to do.
They think they'll adopt the kid.
Probably, unless the kid turns out to be someone. Because there's supposedly a big twist in this film, like the level of Ben Kingsley not being the Mandarin.
Which is the best twist in cinematic history.
Is it though?
Iron Man 3, the best film of the MCU.
I think Doc Hudson being a racer is the best one.
Yeah, so you're...
And Star Wars.
What would the twist be then? Like, would you think... They also reshot the film,
I
didn't
think
they?
it will either be the kid is someone that from the future will like do something that we know,
Okay.
or there's a reason for Cable to be doing it, like Cable's evil or something, like but he's been made evil by someone.
I see. The hype for this film is pretty real though, because it has been getting decent tests.
Or Cable dies like
Has it not? It's been getting like
halfway through the film.
98 test results.
Yeah, so there were test screenings in Dallas. I think the third test screening, and the last two were the ones that were creating the controversy because people are coming out saying, "Oh, it's terrible and it's needing reshoots," but that turned out to be bullshit.
Yeah.
So there was a third one, and that's receiving scores of 91 to 98%.
And was that before or after the recent reshoots?
I think that was with the recent reshoots because they added more of like Domino and Cable, I think.
Okay. So people were saying the reshoots were going to be to add a secret character in. I think that was just some
There's
speculation.
a secret cameo.
I think it's Hugh Jackman.
I hope it's Hugh Jackman.
I really hope it's because Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have. I don't. If you've seen the promo they did for Eddie the Eagle, where it was like Ryan Reynolds asks Hugh Jackman questions about like just his life in general, and it's funny. Ryan Reynolds is funny with everybody.
He's just very
particular with Hugh Jackman, he's quite amusing. So I would like to see that. I saw someone else also say they really want to see Patrick Stewart in it as well, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, he goes to the
He does spin around.
Stan
Maybe
Lee's probably going to be in it. That would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know.
But they'd have to like old them up because it kind of is, or they wouldn't in the same way. I don't know. Like
these timelines are confusing. He says in the first
age
one.
up.
Colossus is like, "I'm taking you to the professor," and
he's like, Stewart.
Yeah,
but like
I missed that in the cinema. I didn't get it. I was like, because I didn't understand what he said. I thought he was talking about like a football rugby player.
What? But what? Like, where is Dark Phoenix and like how is that gonna? Is it connected to Deadpool at all? Like
Deadpool's in its own metaverse.
Okay.
That's what I've just come to guess because that makes sense.
It seems like they're edging towards trying to like converge them together again because that's why New Mutants is in reshoots to add a character in.
I don't think they add Deadpool to New Mutants.
No, but I'm saying not to add Deadpool, but like maybe to like, what if it's like Ricky from Hunt for the Wilderpeople?
No, I'd rather Deadpool just be in its own universe.
Yeah, no, same. I just thought, I don't know, like if the Fox would try and do that just to like fuck up Marvel a little bit more. Because Dark Phoenix is looking terrible. Just from like the 5 screenshots we've seen, I can just safely assume it's going to be bad. Even though,
like the last 3, 2.
Days of Future Past is top tier. Like I think,
not really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it received scores of 98%. So that will be the one they're going with, the final cut they're going with. To put that in perspective, the first Deadpool received 91% and went on to make a shit ton of money.
So it's going to make money anyway. I'd assume it's just going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's very.
Although I've not seen as much hype like in normal people than I know like film Twitter and people who like follow comic books are excited, but I've not seen as much hype for.
Define normal people because I doubt my mum knows that. I doubt my mum knows Deadpool 2's coming out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My mother
until I say, "Hey, Deadpool 2." She didn't see the first one in the cinemas.
My mother wanted to see the first one in cinemas but couldn't because she wanted to wait for my little brother because my little brother couldn't go and see it.
I think my dad will enjoy this film a lot because he really enjoyed the first one. He's all for that kind of humor. But moving swiftly on, speaking of Marvel properties not owned by Marvel, Sony may be fucking up again.
That's not news. Sorry, you can just move on then. Everyone already knows that.
So as everyone knows, Sony is coming out with Venom this year.
The cancer of the film industry. Sony Pictures is the worst. Like, the worst. Sorry, they are the worst.
Is there a good film they've come out with?
They helped release Baby Driver, but I don't like blame that on Sony. I think that was more Edgar Wright. And they got lucky with getting Edgar Wright. It was Columbia that did Baby Driver. Warner Brothers.
Alright. I have the Sony Pictures thing in my head.
Who else did? Yeah, they've just not. They're out of touch. They don't know what to do with the properties they have.
But yeah, so they started off the Venom hype train with a trailer
with no Venom.
With no Venom, and now it appears that due to reports, allegedly most of the film won't have Venom, like actual Tom Hardy in Venom form. Like, you'll see the symbiote. I
think symbiote was right.
Symbiote. These damn Americanisms. So apparently Venom won't appear in Venom until the end of Venom. You'll see him like he'll appear as black veins in Tom Hardy and like extended arms and a shield, but you won't see full on Venom until the end of.
Do we have an idea of what it's about? Like, is it about him going to like?
It is based on the Lethal Something storyline, which is basically he goes to San Francisco because that's a place.
That's a very Venom place.
That's a place in Marvel where everyone goes. Like Ant-Man, like hid
So if they're
away
not in New York, they go to San Francisco.
To San Francisco, yeah. But he goes to San Francisco, and then other symbiotes follow him. So I think it's going to be Venom and Tom Hardy like are divided.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hardy goes away because he's like a wanted man. Because you see that the government people have the symbiote. I think the symbiote they do experiments to recreate it that creates Carnage, and another symbiote that like the bad guy will become.
So Carnage and the government are the bad guys in the film.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think like the main government guy will get his own symbiote, so he'll be the bad version of Venom. But then also we'll have Carnage.
So it's exactly what we expected it to be, basically. Like, if you were to think in your head, oh...
But less Venom than we thought.
Yeah, so it's not going to have any Venom, and it's just going to have Tom Hardy with black veins, because Sony are pretty cheap.
Tom Hardy being angry Tom Hardy.
But with a little bit of super strength for just normal Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
That's really depressing. But Sony, masters of fuck-ups. I've also
Is
announced...
anyone, like, really looking forward to this film?
No, no one is.
I don't...
You just interrupted my segue. I was really upset.
I'm sorry, but I'm not done talking.
You're not done. Oh, I thought you were done. You had a very long pause. Sorry, you were saying Sony of...
Because I just don't think there's a lot of hardcore Venom. Like, of course, hardcore Venom fans that will be like, oh, I want to see this film. But, like, I think they're going to be very angry.
I don't know. I've seen a couple people being like, this looks good. I don't want a lot of Venom. But I think they might have just been taking the mick.
Yeah, right.
Sony, masters of fuck-ups, are trying to reboot another franchise. And you know what that franchise is this time around?
I think I do know. What franchise is that, Cameron?
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
The Galaxy Defenders.
Back.
Remember Men in Black? Remember that?
With less
dressed in black.
Will Smith. Less Will Smith than I'd like, and less Tommy Lee Jones than I like. But
Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson
of Thor Ragnarok. Great stuff. This could go either way.
When did it come out that Chris Hemsworth was part of it?
I think he's been part of it for ages. It seemed like when I read the Variety,
because it was like,
oh no,
Tessa Thompson's joining Chris Hemsworth. Oh,
Chris Hemsworth is in it already. No, I don't think he was. I think this has just been announced, but I don't know when it's coming out.
It's very interesting casting. Chris Hemsworth is a very
Hemsworth, yeah,
very comedically.
He's very funny in Ghostbusters.
Person.
He's the funniest person in Ghostbusters. He's funny in Ragnarok as well.
Tessa Thompson, they're very good together in Thor Ragnarok. I hope this film is good, because we're not getting Men in Black 23.
No, we are. And
do you think they're doing this film and then they're like, oh, people still like Men in Black?
Yeah, that's what they'll do. But
then they'll have to do another 23 Jump Street so that people know that they're like, oh, people still enjoy
23 Jump Street.
Because they're so old now.
No.
Channing Tatum is old news.
No. They're going to do
Channing Tatum's just like a young Chris Hemsworth.
Every film that's announced, I go, that's never going to come out. But
yeah,
Men in Black 23 has been announced by Sony Pictures. And if anyone's going to follow through on a promise, it's going to be Sony Pictures. The people who you can trust to the end of the line.
That Sinister Six film was brilliant. And Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Amazing Spider-Man 3 was one of the best comic book movies known to man. I'm so sad. Okay, right. Sony, I think we're moving away from Sony now, which is decent.
I think that's all for normal news. Do we have anything else?
We have just a quick couple things which are kind of like, I don't know, I don't know if it's unconfirmed, but Chris Evans has said he's leaving once Avengers 4 is done, which is kind of obvious.
We all pretty much knew that.
So Chris Evans, Captain America, says he's done. He knows when he's finished. Like, he said he knows when he's done. He didn't say, I'm done with Avengers 4. He said he's done. He knows when he's finished.
Yeah.
But people are now morphing that into, like, the thing that happens, and this is what we mentioned, this is what was kind of getting at with the Silver Surfer thing at the top of the show, was people, like, comic book Twitter, and, like, people, like, comic book news websites, take small nuggets of information and morph them into different things for clickbait headlines and stuff. So I actually don't even know what the truth is with Avengers, with this Chris Evans thing, because there's so many conflicting reports from different people. I think, and what I'm assuming is that he knows where he's finished, and I think if you're a smart person, you would say Avengers 4.
I think it's just because he's gonna die in Infinity War, and then
that's just speculation. We don't know.
But like it's like,
yeah,
I think it's confirmed that the big three, like Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Hemsworth, their contracts finish after Avengers 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth might like continue.
Do you think so? I don't think Hemsworth is going to keep doing it. I think that's why he's doing Men in Black 23. I think he's just going to try and branch out. And
but he's really good as Thor.
I know, but I think they're going to try and do Lady Thor now. I think
Jane Foster.
Not Jane Foster, but like they'll do a lady
Natalie
one.
Portman.
Yeah, I don't.
Natalie Stellar Portman. Act in Annihilation.
Natalie Portman is done.
She gets cancer.
Yeah, I don't think they're all going to die, or I think. They might, I don't know.
Everyone's gonna die except Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man.
They're gonna come back in time and save them all, because there were set photos of Chris Evans in the original Captain America suit, wasn't it, or like the
in Avengers
yeah.
suit, yeah.
So they might go back in time to the Battle of New York and pull them out.
No, I don't know. I think they'll go back in time, and then. No, I think they'll go back in time, take him. It won't pull him to the present, but like to before Thanos came or something. I don't know. And then they'll be like, "Don't resurrect me because
I'm dead anyway."
I'm dead. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but should be fun. Isn't that the best kind of film?
Fun films.
Like when you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
unlike Tomb Raider,
I'm considering muting like the word Infinity War on my Twitter just to like kind of.
Even though we're seeing an opening night.
Yeah, I know, but just in case I see something before, because they'll screen it to the press beforehand.
Yeah.
They'll screen it to the people that work in cinemas as well beforehand.
Don't give it to Metacritic.
Oh my god. Should we just cover... We did a little bit about that, but I just really want to talk about the Silver Surfer thing again, because it has annoyed me. Just in general.
People keep... Because there's posts all over Facebook about, guys, I really think Wolverine will show up in Infinity War because Thanos has scars on his face. Because Thanos, he has scars, and people are like, oh, there's only one person that can cut Thanos.
Who
it's
said
not
that?
Gamora, obviously.
When was this?
This was like when the trailer came out. It was like all over Facebook. But yeah, people being like, oh, people coming up with conspiracy theories. It's not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry I have to break it to you, but X-Men, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, any of the Fox properties will not show up in Avengers, Infinity War, or Avengers 4, or anything.
It's so funny because I've been calling out most like superhero accounts that I see reporting
You've got
on the news.
a feud on Twitter with Superhero Realm.
Yeah,
wherever that is.
I don't know. I think it was just the one tweet because I completely schooled him and he didn't reply with anything else. But Superhero Realm were like, oh, how do you think the Russo brothers are going to handle Silver Surfer? And I was like, they're not, because they don't have the rights and they don't plan to add him.
Actually, they do.
And I was like,
bought it. And
no,
they haven't.
Google will reveal that they don't. Disney does not own
people.
Fox.
Yeah, that's always like the thing when people post things like that. It's like, oh, it takes 3 seconds to Google it to disprove you.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes that quick to disprove people, that's probably not true. Like if you type in "the Earth is flat" on Google,
it is, and you'll find out that is correct. The Earth is completely flat. It's like a pancake, and if I was to go to the end of it, I would just fall off into space.
You ever been on a plane before?
Yeah, I have. We just flew straight across. That's why you can't go round. Because that's why when you live in Australia, you have to go all the way around to America.
That's not how it works.
It takes like 48 hours, doesn't it? Oh, and also, another thing to add about the Avengers. No Marvel TV at all. No Marvel TV characters.
Yeah, no Marvel TV, no Netflix people, which is a shame because I really want to see Luke Cage and Black Panther.
I think it'll even be in Harlem. I think we might get maybe a shot of something to do with Daredevil a little bit, but I don't think we'll get like a big fight sequence. I don't think they'll appear. I think you may get like some little Easter egg that nods towards them, but they won't appear at all.
You'd think they would.
No, because I don't think they have the. I don't think they would just like be there. I don't think they would be there at all.
You don't think Luke Cage would be like, oh shit, there's a big fucking spaceship in the sky, and then like
do it in the Netflix series. I don't want to see them in IMAX. I don't want to see those dickheads in my cinema.
Where's the Inhumans?
Oh my god! You mean the best film I saw in the IMAX last year?
Mm-hmm.
Inhumans, an IMAX experience.
Have you watched any the rest of the series?
I was like, I don't have any plans to, because
I don't want to ruin the Inhumans for me.
Did you watch it at all?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't want to ruin it.
Did you watch Jessica Jones? Because I haven't watched Jessica Jones. I've not seen the new.
Which one?
The new series.
Oh no. I still have to watch Punisher and then Jessica Jones.
It's too much. You fall behind in these TV series, and you're just like, there's no point in continuing.
Speaking of falling back, or referencing back to the best time period there ever was, the 80s. This week we saw Ready Player One. We got to see it early, which was fun.
Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest films we've seen at unlimited screening before. Like, I don't think there's been something as massive as that. Do you want to go first? I think you should go first because you enjoyed it.
Because I really enjoyed it. I'm all for over the top referencing to the 80s.
Yeah, but I
love that. Even though I didn't grow up there, I love nostalgia. I feel like I've been raised on the 80s, essentially, because my parents are like.
Would you say you grew up with that? Chris Stuckman, you've been Stuckmanized.
Yeah, it was very good. That's all I could like. It was. I think.
Why was it very good?
It's the Avatar of this decade.
Oh my god. Do you really think so?
Maybe Avatar 2 might be the Avatar of this decade, but like it was. You can't deny it looked very good. And
it looked like wet cement for the majority of it. Like the actual colors were
the real life bits didn't work with the 3D.
No, yeah, the conversion was horrific.
But I think once you see it in IMAX 3D, I think you'll be very happy with it.
I don't know.
That one sequence that we'll talk about when we get into spoilers looked very good. So
the one like from the beginning, I was like, yeah, I was really excited for it. I was like, I think it'll be better than the book because the book is trash. Yeah. I got through a couple chapters of the book before I was like, this is too stupidly written. You didn't get to the first challenge. No, I didn't. So I was completely new to it. I had no clue what was going to happen. It was the entire chunk of the book I read wasn't even in the film. Yeah, the film is very difficult, different to the book, in that they cut out a lot of stuff and they change up stuff, to make it just a more fun film. Yeah, something better than what Ernest Cline wrote. It was just... Well, he wrote the script. I know, but Zach Penn fixed it. It just looked like trash for a lot of it. I didn't think that. I thought it looked very good. I don't think it was even the 3D. It was the fact that it was just... Minecraft World? Yeah, but that's not the point. Like, it looked... The CG, the Oasis stuff, I can understand that it's not supposed to look real. But it didn't look like real in that sense. Like, it could have been a little bit more colourful. See, I thought it looked very good, despite not meaning to look. It's meant to look like a video game. Mm-hmm. It looked very good for a video game. I think that's the best video game I've ever seen. I thought, even though they changed, I understand they changed it from being all about a quest about to find like, oh, I know all these 80s references, I'm amazing. Like, and they changed it more to be about Halliday's mind and knowing more, finding out more about its creator instead of it being just 80s references.
A lot of it's like that.
Is it actually?
A lot of finding the challenges, like, thinking about what he did.
But it seemed like it was a little bit, like, just from my understanding of the book, it seemed more.
But I don't think I stopped smiling once.
I did. I stopped
really
smiling.
Enjoyed it.
I think I stopped smiling. Well, I smiled. I wasn't smiling for the beginning, and then once I think is the shining in the book?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about the spoilers. There's a point in the film where I was like, okay, I can get on board with this. And then I did. I smiled periodically for the rest of the film, but I think there's a lot of flaws with the film. I think there's a lot of, oh my god, when they just list references.
They only did that like once in that disco place, and that's when I was like, I think that's the only time like I went which was when they did what they do in the book, which is like they like show off their knowledge of Halliday to each other. And I like, what's his favorite first person shooter? It's GoldenEye. It's such a basic answer. It would be Time Splitters.
What's the name of the guy that plays? Is it
Ty Sheridan?
Yeah, Ty Sheridan. He's terrible. He's not fat enough, like you said. He's also just.
I don't think that should dictate whether he was good in the role or not.
No, he's also a bit. He just feels a bit lifeless. Olivia Cook's great though. I really like Olivia Cook. Ben Mendelsohn though, ain't feeling that. Especially when he lists the references off at the end of the film. Like near the end of the film, where it's like, or like I know he was pretending to know all this shit, but like he just felt a bit cringy coming out of his mouth.
Which high school Ferris Bueller went to. It was very, anytime that happened, which happens a lot in the books, it was cringy.
I like that Spielberg cut it out though, but I don't think this is anywhere near Spielberg's best. I don't think he could have made it a little bit more eccentric.
I think it's still a very good Spielberg film.
No, I don't think it's anything like a Spielberg film. I can just imagine Spielberg sitting in an office going,
what's Overwatch? Supposedly
what's an Overwatch?
He knows quite a lot. Like he is an avid gamer.
No. There's no way that Spielberg sits at home and goes, where are we dropping, boys? Where are we dropping Fortnite?
I don't think
he's dropping Dusty.
I don't think he knows Fortnite.
Dropping Dusty. Do you think he sits and plays Overwatch?
I think he knows what Overwatch is.
Okay.
I think he's not out of touch, as you may think, because he's fucking Steven Spielberg. And he's like,
they could have made it more like a Steven Spielberg movie. Like, I don't think it was Spielberg.
There was one point in the film that we'll get to in spoilers. I think we should just go into spoilers now.
Give it a couple seconds. I don't know what I need to say, but I feel like we just need to wait. Okay, now with spoilers. Okay,
right, we're going into spoilers now, so I'll put up a thing on screen saying spoilers. I
just want to get to an even number. I don't know why. Spoilers.
That's not 39's not an even
39
number.
10. That's when I wanted to go.
The ending of the film. Let's go straight to the ending.
Rubbish.
When Ben Mendelsohn's character, Sorrento,
I'm not gonna shoot you.
He's gonna shoot Ty Sheridan, and then he opens the thing, and he's like, "Oh, his hands are glowing. I'm not gonna shoot him anymore." I thought that was a very Steven Spielberg-y ending, because it was like he has like a lapse in judgment, because he's like his humanity comes out, and then he gets.
It was just silly.
And then he gets arrested.
It was just silly.
And he gets pushed into the car. It's just like the Goonies.
Is that really?
Yeah.
I had no clue. I had missed that.
I think that shot is shot for shot like the Goonies, when the old lady is pushed into the car and then she looks outside the window.
I did enjoy the battle sequences. I did enjoy, like, as much as I hated
that
the references.
First sequence?
I did enjoy going like, oh look, there's the Battletoads. Oh look, there's the Gremlins. There's the Overwatch. There's Tracer from Overwatch.
I just fixed on.
Did he just mention Twitch? Oh my god, he just mentioned Twitch streaming.
Oh, what was the thing he said to his stepdad? That was like the most cringy.
You're just
thing.
a noob.
You're just like something about noob tubing, and it's like, oh,
just stop.
They didn't dab enough in this film.
You know, no, they didn't. I think that was something they really missed out on.
I would have liked in the battle sequence if like the DeLorean's just, oh yeah, that was the DeLorean the entire time.
Did you not know that?
Not a lot of people knew that.
I knew that. It was the DeLorean. What? I missed out.
Right, Cameron doesn't get jokes.
I don't get jokes.
Or sarcasm. Yeah, I would have loved it if like he was driving through the battlefield and then the camera just stopped on a guy going.
Oh, right, from Fortnite. I think
Jesus
Fortnite was
Christ.
before the time.
That
It took me a
was
second to
horrible
realise what we were
silence.
doing.
What were we talking about?
I think we'll just go through the story.
The-
We never actually reviewed it properly in a way. We just kind of just told people
We'll
we
properly
liked it a little
review it until the end, but like we're talking about it now.
bit. Okay.
So it starts off with the big race that's shown in the trailers, which I didn't realize that's scoreless.
I don't
There's
know what
no
that is.
music.
Is it actually?
There's no music for
It's like, isn't
most of it.
Isn't it just soundtrack?
No, there's no music. It's like it's just sound. It's just
Maybe that's why I was bored from.
really. I thought that was cool. I like when that happens when it goes silent.
No, but I
and
don't
there's
like
just
the.
noise.
I don't. I
And there
didn't
was
like the race.
T-Rex from Jurassic Park. There was King Kong.
I didn't like the race.
There was the bike from Akira. There was the
IKEA.
DeLorean.
Bike from IKEA.
Akira.
IKEA. The wonderful everyday.
No, not IKEA.
I hate
Fuck's
anime.
sake. You haven't seen any. The Bigfoot monster truck was there.
There was.
I don't think you got enough of the references.
No, I did get enough of the references.
to
I understood
to
a lot of references.
understand it.
I've seen a lot of films, Jordi. I understood the references. I was just like, oh, this action scene is really noisy and horribly done. It's just.
See it in IMAX.
It was a bit. It wasn't IMAX. It wasn't a 3D. It wasn't a lack of IMAX. It was the fact that it was just. It didn't play out properly. It felt a bit disjointed, horrible. There was no. I don't think it was done properly. I think it just seemed a bit.
I think if you hadn't read any of the book, you might have enjoyed it more because you wouldn't have known anything that was going to happen.
But I didn't know anything was going to happen. I just knew that Halliday had died and that he had a quest for people to do. I never even got
We
to the
should probably
challenge.
fucking explain the story, the
I
plot.
feel like, yeah, there you go.
I'm so sorry, people. We haven't really explained what happened.
That's what I was saying. I don't think I reviewed
yeah.
it properly there.
So the story takes place in 20 something.
2040.
2048. Is it 2048?
9?
2049? I don't know. It takes place in the future where...
Minus Blade Runner.
Yeah. It takes place in the future where basically this guy called James Halliday created this VR video game called The Oasis, which is like this massive virtual reality world that basically everyone spends their time in, because the world's sort of like in ruin, and people live in stacks, which is like RVs on top of RVs, and it's like horrible. Yeah, and people spend most of their time in this game, and the creator, James Halliday, dies, and he sends out a video saying, "I am dead. I've left 3 keys in the game."
Which is like 6 in the book, is it not? Or something like that.
There's 3 keys, but you have to... They find the key, and then they have to do another challenge to find the gate to open to get a new clue. So that makes a very long book. But in this game, in this film, they find the key, and then they find the gate, basically, at the same time. So James Halliday, he dies. He says, like, there's 3 keys. If you find all 3 keys, you'll find the Easter egg, which will give you control over the Oasis. It's like all of its like money, all of its profits and shares.
And there's another like corporate organization that wants to take over. They hire a lot of people to try and find the keys so they can take over control of the Oasis and get all the money.
Ben Mendelsohn,
who is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It was okay. I'm going on track. So yeah, what's it? Wade Watts, isn't it?
Wade Watts, yeah.
He goes and basically he studies references. He studies
all of like James Halliday's like favorite things. He knows a lot about James Halliday, and he essentially figures out like the first clue, because everyone thinks that James Halliday sets up this race, and if you finish the race, you get to the key, but there's this big King Kong monster. Well, not big Kong.
There's
monster.
different
King
things
Kong.
that stop you in the race, like try to stop you from winning the race.
But there's always
One of
King
them-
Kong
yeah,
at
King
the
Kong
end.
is always the
that
thing
will
that
always
stops
be at
you.
the end and always destroys everyone. Right before the finish line, and Wade Watts figures out how to get past him. It's very surprising that he's the first one to do that, because like when he figures it out because of visiting James Halliday's memories, it seems very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, how are you the first one to find this out?
But I don't understand why no one went backwards. Like, it was the most obvious. Like, if you were bored one day, how much does it cost?
Yeah,
to
how
enter
did
it?
people like not like
I would have went backwards.
accidentally
Yeah.
go backwards?
It was so stupid.
Yeah. And then people figure out, and he tells his friend to do it, and then that's how the initial group of people that get the keys begins. And then there's the second challenge and the third final challenge. Which I just, even though we're in spoilers, I think you should go see the film.
I think so. What if they're in spoilers and want to discuss it? That's probably why people go to spoilers, is it not?
Oh, I guess. The second one is The Shining, which is really good.
The Shining is the thing that turned film
It
around.
looked really good.
So there's a point, I think, after the nightclub, I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I was so excited for this, but he's managed to ruin it. And then The Shining comes up, and you hear the music for The Shining, and you're like, okay, you have my interest.
Yeah, I have the interest.
And they go into The Shining, and it has all, like, basically the references from The Shining. It has, I think it's the blood, it has the naked old lady.
the bloody elevators as the naked lady. It has, you see like the legs of Jack.
Yeah, and you also see the axe, but you don't actually see his
Yeah, the
face
axe
because I'm
comes through.
guessing Jack Nicholson's likeness was very expensive.
Yeah. I mean, this is Steven Spielberg, so
even still,
I just don't think they cared. But yeah, I think this was like,
it was a lot.
when they go in, you're like,
thing.
Jesus Christ, because it looks like
because they've
they're
obviously
in there.
just taken the room and just put it in. I think they will have just like taken like
Do you
shots
think
of the
it's a
room.
set?
I think they've recreated the set and then they've just made
It's very
because
well
they
done.
mocapped everything. So I'm assuming they just made.
I
them
really
walk
want to
around
see it in
doing-
IMAX now to see like if it's clearly like, because it was like a little bit fuzzy
Mhm.
to look like it, but I don't know if that was just because it was in 3D.
No, it did. I think it looked a bit film grainy. So I think they either used the aesthetic from the movie, like, and just made it grainy.
It looked like there were lots
Or
of shots
they-
taken from it.
or they just made a new set and took different stuff. Is that near you?
That's-
Yeah, and that's what turned it around for me. And then we go into the battle sequence. They go back to the real world.
They find the key there, and then they go, and then
This is the worst plot by plot anyone's ever done.
yeah. And then IOI figure out, because Wade Watts basically professes his love for this girl called Artemis, who's like the best
Olivia Cook, I
egg
already said
hunter.
she's great.
Um,
Going on.
He says he loves
great
her,
in
and then
Furries
he
as well.
says his name, which gives IOI, the baddies, his identity, and they find out where he is, and they basically blow up his home when he's not in it, because he doesn't use the Oasis at his home because of his abusive
That was before The Shining.
and her girlfriend. Was that before the
Yeah,
Shining?
it was before The Shining.
Yeah, so basically he's then abducted, and it turns out he Olivia Cook, Artemis, is part of this, or Samantha is
Mhm.
part of this revolution.
Olivia Cook is. I can't get over how good Olivia Cook is. Just in general, she just seems like a cool person.
Yeah, and then
They go to the planet Doom or whatever, isn't it? It's like the
the planet. Yeah, it's called Planet Doom, and it's basically that's
PvP
where
mode, isn't it, or something like that? It's basically the PvP mode in.
it's
the game.
like a massive death match, and usually you can get like loot.
But IOI have taken it over and like they're trying to play the last game. T.J. Miller, they've mentioned, who's in this film.
Yeah, T.J. Miller I thought was very good.
I think he was supposed to be in it more. I think.
Do you think maybe
Because of the allegations, but the allegations have always been there, but also, are they true? Who knows? It's not our place to say. The
Jesus Christ. I think the contrast worked.
Well, for him, I think
because obviously he was like this dark character,
yeah.
but the voice of T.J. Miller. I think that worked every time.
Was Ben Mendelsohn's character in The Oasis supposed to be Superman?
I think it was like supposed to be sort of Superman, but it was like because he had the curly hair, but he had like massive and he was sort of robot-y. I think he's just supposed to look like an evil like boss guy, but yeah, he did come across very.
So they basically
Sriracha.
They get the key, they get the final key, and they win basically.
He wins, yeah, after this big battle.
What's the best thing you saw in the battle?
The best thing I saw.
Yeah, that isn't the Iron.
I almost cheered when the ship from Firefly came along. Because you haven't seen Firefly, so you wouldn't have known.
I did. I got things that you probably wouldn't have got. So I can't remember off the top of my head.
The Serenity makes a save at one point, and you're like, "Fucking yes!" And then that's the ship that the Japanese the Gundam guy is in. Yeah, which is why that's a big moment.
You think I'm out of touch and don't have any don't get any references, but I'm pretty sure I got a couple.
Have you seen Iron Giant?
I've seen Iron Giant. Of course, I've seen Iron Giant. It's like,
what's
this big robot thing?
That was my favourite film in childhood, so I was very excited. Vin Diesel reprised his role.
Lack of Looney Tunes for me. That's what I felt. The Marvin Martian was in the beginning.
It was Warner Brothers, wasn't it? Yeah.
Looney Tunes should have been there a little bit. I wanted to see Bugs Bunny running into battle, or at least Duck Dodgers. I think I counted 3 Star Wars references, and Kylo Ren walked into a portal.
The Gundam that wasn't a lightsaber.
No, was that?
That's just
the thing that the big laser, the big Voltron. Was it Voltron?
No, it was a Gundam.
Was it Gundam? Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah, whatever.
That's just the Gundam weapon.
Yeah, no, but there was they mentioned lightsaber. That was mental. I like that.
Mecha Godzilla versus Iron Man. It's like it was very good because it was like all these people. It's fucking Chucky.
I had a smile on my face for the entire battle scenes. I did enjoy that. I didn't like the race. I liked the Shining, and I smiled on my face from that point onwards. I think it was fun enough.
There was one point that I almost hated it for, and that's you have to wait 3 seconds before throwing the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He just threw it.
But it still went.
But you
waited 3 seconds. I don't know.
No, but you have to wait 3 and then throw it.
All right.
I
don't think I've seen that movie. That's never.
You haven't seen Holy Grail?
Is that the Holy Grail?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I've not seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh my god!
Isn't it getting added to Netflix? I'm pretty sure. I've wanted to see it for a while. Yeah, I'm going to watch them.
Oh, they're the best films.
I've seen the movie version of Now for Something Completely Different, but I've not seen the series or any of the Holy Grail and stuff.
Yeah, you have to see Holy Grail and Life of Brian. They're the best comedy films.
But yeah, it was...
Then you'll understand why you have to wait 3 seconds and then throw it.
It was fun enough. I think it's still really flawed. I think it could have been a lot better, but also it was working with some really shit source material.
I think I fell for the nostalgia trip.
Yeah, I think if you watched that a couple times,
I didn't notice everything. Yeah, like
you might go off it, but
like I really enjoyed Rogue One the first time I saw it, and now like I hate it.
Oh my god, that film is horrific.
We both giggled at Minecraft World.
Yeah, no, I was like
when he first goes into the Oasis, it like flies through loads of planets. So there's like Planet Doom and there's Planet Minecraft, and it's like, oh fuck yeah.
No, I wasn't like, oh fuck yeah. I was like, oh my god, hide me, please. Yeah, I thought it was fun enough. I didn't think it was
I want to play
the best film ever. I didn't think it was.
I think it was the best film ever. Like there are way better films out this year.
I need to get a quote up right now.
Did you rate it?
I rated it 3 stars.
Oh, I think I rated it. I think that's the one I rated.
5 stars.
4.5 stars.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not a 5-star film.
Yeah, no,
I really enjoyed it.
I can't.
What did I put it in between?
I'm trying to figure out where we were when.
Basically, what we're talking about when we
here we go. This is guys. It was the DeLorean from Back to the Future the whole time. Thinking, writing full review. I'm not
Or are
sure
you
there's enough
reading my
synonyms
tweets?
for beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, amazing, hella dope, fine awoke,
Finno.
orgasmic, wizard.
Yeah.
Hella max.
I love using the term wizard because people are like,
What
what
does
the
it say in Life is Strange? Hella. It's hella max. You know.
I haven't played Life is Strange. I
Sorry.
think it's the second best film that's come out this year. Under Shape of Water. So
Okay.
if you count Shape of Water as last
You've
year,
not seen the best film
I
of
know,
the year,
I just-
Phantom Thread. Phantom Thread.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs is really good as well, though.
I think
It's still
Phantom Thread's
currently swapping
overrated.
between. You're saying it's overrated, but you've not even seen it.
No.
So
What
there
did
you
I
go.
put ready? Basically, what we're talking about
Paul-
when we rate things is Cameron
Just-
and I use Letterboxd,
Yeah,
which you can follow us on. I think you're Camzo OG.
yeah. Just
I'm
let
just
Letterboxd.com/Camzo
Jordi Steele.
OG.
Um,
Camzo OG.
Or on my Twitter, you can just follow. I have like a more
Mm-hmm. I'm at Camzo OG. And I've got a
specific
pinned tweet.
rating called Steel Deal Stars. I put it in between Get Out and Boogie Nights
in your all-time list.
in my
2017 list.
by individual rating.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was 3
Still
stars.
4.5
I wasn't.
stars.
I'm still not 100% on it. Yeah, like I said multiple times now. I think you're probably going to be sick of me saying it's fun enough. Like I had a decent time. That I didn't think it was.
if
best
you
thing
enjoyed
since
the
sliced
book,
bread.
you'll enjoy the film. I think. If you didn't enjoy the book, I enjoyed the film.
Did you read the entire book?
I read like most of it.
Okay.
But then I didn't like the way it was written. I didn't like the way that the character was written because he was like a fucking know-it-all. And I think I was like, oh, it's just me.
You still have that in the film. Basically, I
but
think
not
we
as
can
much.
come out with spoilers now because I don't know what else we've got to cover, but I think we should kind of look.
I think we've been weaving in and out of spoilers.
Yeah,
We're almost at an hour.
we should
I
look
think-
ahead to what's coming up next week though, because we are. It's
What's
pretty
coming out
packed.
next week?
You're seeing Isle of Dogs on Monday.
Are you not seeing Isle
I
of
don't
Dogs
think I
anymore?
can. I don't
Right,
think I can.
so I'm going to see Isle of Dogs.
I've already seen it.
Preview.
I saw it at the UK premiere at the Glasgow Film Festival.
Yeah, you've seen it ages ago.
I saw it like a month ago now.
So I'll have it fresh in my head. That should be fun. We're seeing maybe Pacific Rim
Depending on if the IMAX is fixed
tomorrow.
by Saturday. We
And
could still see. I've looked at. We could still see the just standard. I'm still up for seeing
would
standard.
it still
2D.
fit in with ours?
Yeah. It's 50 minutes, and that's exactly the amount of time we've got to wait
All
for
right.
a wrinkle in time. So we could just go straight into a wrinkle in time.
Okay, so we're
So,
seeing
yeah. Pacific
Rim,
A
Wrinkle in Time, and Blockers.
which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm also planning to see a
Sorry,
couple films.
Johnny Cena.
Like I said, I was planning to see last week. I was planning to see Mary Magdalene and The Square, but I didn't have time this week, so I decided I'm going to go see that on Monday after uni.
Yeah.
So I'll have some Peter Rabbit news for you as well.
So hopefully there's not a lot of news that comes out next week because
Because I
it's going to
think
be pretty packed with reviews.
It's going to be a review-heavy show.
News reviews and awesome dudes. That's what you get
And
here at the
Proud-
Ohio Films.
Have Pride, Mary, and Unsane. I think we should have Proud, Mary, and Unsane. Or just Unsane. Unsane looks like it could be a
I want to
good
see
discussion.
Proud Mary, but I don't think Proud Mary is going to be good.
No, I
'Cause
think
it
it's going to
doesn't
be
look good.
horrific. It's finally made its way to the UK, which is pretty impressive. I didn't think it would make it here.
The trailer for we talked about the film I saw this week,
Mhm.
Annihilation. Let's talk about the film you saw this week.
Oh, American Psycho 2, an
Yeah.
all-American girl.
You found out
Yeah.
that there was an American Psycho 2.
I was at university. We have a kind of in joke when we're in narrative. Basically, we just recite American Psycho jokes or American Psycho
What you
quotes
guys do.
all the time. You've not seen the film.
I've not seen
but
American
I
Psycho.
have, and I was news to me this week that I was just browsing through Filmstruck, minding my own business, because like maybe I should watch a foreign film. I've not seen the Three Colors trilogy yet. I might watch the Three Colors trilogy. I get there and it's like American Psycho Double Bill, and I was like,
The Three Colors trilogy.
yeah, I've not seen the Three Colors trilogy.
Like Hot Fuzz.
No, that's the Cornetto trilogy. The Three Colors trilogy is red, white, and blue.
What is it?
It's a independent foreign film.
Okay.
They're very good. Apparently, I've not seen them yet because I got distracted because there is a theme on Filmstruck called American Psycho Double Bill, and I was like, "Is this a documentary about American Psycho? I'll watch a documentary about American Psycho. I love American Psycho." And it was American Psycho 2, an all-American girl starring Mila Kunis, which I didn't know. So I went into the group chat and was like, "Oh my god, guys, there's a sequel to American Psycho, and Jordi comes in here with like, you didn't know there was a sequel for American Psycho? How did you know there was a sequel for American Psycho?
It wasn't like that. It was more like, I would have thought you would have known there was a sequel for, because you always go on about American Psycho. And then you were like, no, you haven't even seen the first one. I was like, that doesn't matter.
So I got very defensive about the fact that I had no clue there was an American Psycho.
You got very defensive
So
very
I
quickly.
immediately went to watch the American Psycho sequel, and I wish I hadn't. The Mila Kunis. You should watch it.
I don't want
because
to.
Because it is the worst film.
Does it have anything to do with the first one?
She was... She kills Patrick Bateman.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, when she was a child, her babysitter took her on a date. To go... The babysitter went on a date with Patrick Bateman, and she went along with the babysitter. For no particular reason. Patrick Bateman then kills the babysitter. She's tied up in a chair. She frees herself and stabs him in the back. Patrick Bateman is dead.
Wait, how old is she?
7. Yes, I know. So she sets off on a lovely journey to basically become a part of Quantico because she wants to be like a serial killer.
Okay.
But that's not what she's about at all. I think she's just twisted because she never mentions being that again.
Okay.
William Shatner plays the professor, and you're guaranteed a spot in Quantico if you become his teacher's assistant, basically. So there's like 4 people that want to become a teacher's assistant to William Shatner. Can you guess what she does to get to the top of that group?
Does she have sexy times with him?
No, she kills them all.
Oh.
Yeah. In weird ways. One of them is killed with a condom. Like, she goes on a date and then takes him back to his place, and she's like, I'm going to get a condom. She strangles him around the neck with it and goes, ribbed for her pleasure.
That was...
I was like...
It's a very strong condom.
It must have been. So William Shatner is horrific in it as well. I didn't realise it was William Shatner for a while, and then it was...
I don't think he's a good actor
apparent,
in most things.
Yeah, no, he's really shit. Mila Kunis is pretty shit in it as well.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. She ends up killing... I'm just going to spoil it because it's really, really terrible. She ends up killing William Shatner because William Shatner has a mental breakdown because he's having an affair with one of the students she kills.
Okay.
So she wasn't going to get the job anyway. It was going to be the student that's sleeping with him. She also... I forgot to mention...
I knew someone would be sleeping with him.
She also goes to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist, the one that finds her out, basically... But they have there's like a bit where they have like a miscommunication, and the psychiatrist thinks that she's hanged herself, but William Shatner's talking about someone else, like the woman that she's sleeping with. It's really stupid. It doesn't make sense. I probably want to explain that there, but it's really stupid. She kills everyone. She goes on like a murderous rampage, and she talks to dead bodies as well. Oh. And also...
Doesn't sound like that bad of a film.
She also...
I'm going to watch this American Psycho 1 now and not watch American Psycho 2. So
she
I'll
also...
one up on you. So.
I kind of want to... I'm just going to reveal the major plot twist at the end.
Go for it.
There's like a slight nod to it in the middle of the film where it's like, why did they call you Miss Shelton or something? She's killed the person... Like, there's a missing person report, and she's killed the person and taken their place at university. Okay. So that's like the big reveal.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't have an impact in the film or when you say it out loud.
So the big in American Psycho 1, I understand that the whole thing is like, oh, is he actually killing them, or is he?
It confirms.
It confirms it.
It confirms it that he was basically doing all that stuff. So I'm using it as official canon that to tell people at university that it is official. It's official canon. That Patrick Bateman did kill all those people.
Did they play Huey Lewis in the news?
No. Do you know what the best part of it is? Lionsgate was like, American Psycho did pretty well. We should do American Psycho. So they took a script that had nothing to do with American Psycho, tacked on a bit at the beginning and the end about Patrick Bateman, and shoved it out and made it. So it originally had nothing to do with American Psycho. The director of the first one and the writer of the novel have just completely said this is crap.
So do you think it was just about a girl who once... Mm-hmm. Just murdered a murderer, and then they were like, "That's Patrick Bateman." Mm-hmm. Is it played by Christian Bale?
No. It's played by a man that doesn't look anything like Christian Bale. Just a very small,
a
very tall, skinny white guy.
Do you think this was straight to DVD?
It was definitely straight to DVD.
Speaking of Mila Kunis,
What was speaking of as well?
the trailer for The Spy Who Dumped Me came out this week. Have you not seen it?
Oh yeah, no, I did. I was just I didn't think that was newsworthy.
I just want to say Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon, it looks shit.
I enjoy their movie. I enjoy trashy comedies.
Did you laugh at the trailer?
I think I did.
It's just screaming.
I don't care.
I don't like that kind of where it's like, we're screaming so that people will find us funny.
My kind of comedy is game night comedy, but I enjoy a trashy comedy from time to time. It won't be as bad. It won't be the worst comedy this year.
I hope Blockers is good.
Blockers will be good. Blockers getting really good reviews. And John Cena's a very funny man.
John Cena, he's just naturally funny.
I think that was it. Should we end it here?
Hopefully he faces The Undertaker this year at WrestleMania, because like for the past
few weeks... Do you want to do a wrestling bit here?
For the past few weeks he's been like, oh, Undertaker, come out. But like Undertaker's like, no, well, he hasn't said anything, that's why. Because John Cena, like for the past few months, has been like trying to get to WrestleMania by like winning anything. He's not coming out, so he's it's so confusing. And Daniel Bryan's just been cleared. That was on BBC News.
No, actually,
that was huge.
Like on BBC News, like
yeah, it was
6. Or just on BBC News website.
It was on the website.
Okay.
But like, it was huge that it was there, because it was like this guy who had been forced to retire years ago, and for like years has been like fighting to get back in the ring. Has finally been cleared. It is brilliant.
It's a lot of fun times. Yeah, so this has been the Ohio Films podcast.
This has been the Ohio Films podcast. If we have talked about anything and not finished the topic, which is probable, comment down below. Talk about anything we've talked about. If we haven't talked about something you want to talk about, what?
I don't think that makes any sense. I don't care.
If we've talked about something and we've just trailed off on something and not finished talking about that thing,
which has happened,
please tell us, because it probably will have happened. If we haven't talked about something that you want us to talk about, tell us.
Yeah, you can follow us on most social medias at Ohio Films if you want updates on just the podcast. If you want musings from us, you can do us on. I'm at Cinema Cameron on Instagram and at CamzoOG on everything else.
I'm at Real Jordi Steele. All links will be in the description.
Yep, and
if you enjoyed this, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on
any podcast services, finally, we're hoping.
We're on iTunes, we've got on iTunes surprisingly quick.
You can follow us there.
You can rate us.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Just subscribe to us on any podcast service you're on, I suppose.
We still don't know how many we're on. So
I'm going to email Stitcher tonight and get us on there, I think. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week with Pacific Rim Uprising, A Wrinkle in Time, and Blockers.
And Isle of Dogs.
Yes. See you later.
Bye!